Chargers-Raiders in Oakland. They went ahead with the game despite the fires and concerns about air quality earlier in the week. Greeting first responders there, that was Derek Carr, who is back, obviously, after a transverse process fracture in his back. Through an interception there, tipped.
Not his fault.
Coming down with it. In the fourth quarter, Cordell Patterson here with the end-around handoff. That one worked for them.
He does this really well. You just got to get the ball in his hands, and he can make plays.
Giorgio Tavecchio, though, missed the extra point, and that would prove to be pretty big for them because Nick Novak comes in here with 3 seconds left, down by 2, and in a position to win the game with a field goal, which he, of course, nails. So the Chargers, who lost their first 4, have now won 2 straight.
Yeah, 4 minutes ago, we're backed up. You can't treat it like a normal backed-up drive where you go, all right, let's just give us a little room and try to get a first down and see what happens. We're going to go win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, nobody cares that we play in a couple of days. Nobody. They're just going to show up. We're going to play the game, and I'm going to stand right here, and we're going to talk again. And, you know, hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, man, it's tough right now, man. I ain't going to lie. I'm pretty pissed off right now. I know all the guys are, but one good thing is, man, we get to play on Thursday, so I ain't got to soak in it too long. That's the only positive I could probably take out of this.
So the Raiders playing the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football this week. A quick turnaround after a frustrating loss. Omar Ruiz is with the team in Alameda, where they will have a new face maybe joining the team fairly soon.
Yeah, it's a big move for the Raiders, Lindsay, but not a far move for Navarro Bowman. The Raiders announcing they've signed the former 49er veteran linebacker to the team. Our Ian Rappaport reports it's a 1-year, $3 million deal. Jack Del Rio telling me how quickly they get him caught up to speed on the playbook will determine if he's able to play on Thursday. And as soon as he signed, he was meeting with linebackers coach Sal Sinceri to try to make it happen. Del Rio saying it's not out of the question that he plays against the Chiefs on Thursday. As far as what Bowman brings, Del Rio saying they talked a lot about his leadership potential and his role in the locker room for this team. He still says that he's the smart and instinctive player that we've seen over the years, and the Raiders certainly can use a shot in the arm, having lost 4 straight now. Del Rio telling me that they can't let this adversity change who they are. They're hoping to find themselves on Thursday night against the Chiefs.
Navarro Bowman, a 4-time All-Pro linebacker, could be a pretty big pickup there for the Oakland Raiders on the defensive side of the ball. Omar Ruiz live in Alameda. Thank you.
Everything hunky-dory in the first 2 games of the season because the numbers were great, and that translated into wins. But you can see the last 4 games, not nearly as good. Across the board, only averaging 13.3 points per game the last few weeks of the season. So I'm going to keep this really simple for somebody who grew up in the Central Valley of California. Dude, what's going on with the Raiders?
It's a good question, man. It's a good question. It's a question that me and Derek talked about in his house last night, driving home in his car. And we're just talking through things. I think the biggest thing that I take away from that conversation and just watching the game as a guy that played before and played quarterback is they kind of have an identity crisis going on. And you add a guy like Marshawn Lynch, and everybody wants to give him the ball and get him involved in this offense. But really what happened last year is this ran through Derek. This ran through spreading the football around, getting guys involved, getting those other backs out there, catching the ball in the backfield. And then when they got up on people, or they had a situation where they could end the game like the Denver Broncos last year, then they handed the football off. They finished them with that offensive line. And right now, you get into a rhythm of a drive, and sometimes it looks like you're trying to not force feed Marshawn because he actually ran the ball pretty good. Yeah. But I think that there has to be, Todd will learn it, right? He's got to feel a natural flow of when to get him involved, when to let Derek go out there and do his thing. So I think that's what they're battling right now.
It's funny you say that because when you look at the numbers for Marshawn in the game, they weren't that bad, but they never seem to be in a flow or have a good sync about them.
Yeah, now I think it speaks to Derek's point of when to use Marshawn. And here's the thing. You know, most teams, they throw the football to get the lead, and then they run it to maintain the lead and then close out the game. Well, I agree completely with you, Derek, when you say that.
Or David.
David.
Every week. That's okay.
So when we're talking about the identity of this football team, but here's the thing. Jack Del Rio wants to be a physical, run the football type of team. And there you have it. Todd Downing wants to be a guy that spread them out a little bit, maybe throw the ball around, and really rely on Derek Carr. And that's not wrong to feel that way. But there is a little identity crisis because Jack goes to the offensive coordinator and say, hey, you need to put Marshawn in. Let's run the football right here. And what is Todd going to do? Okay, boss. get Marshawn in there. And so that's the problem. And if they can fix that, if they can find a way to fix this little identity crisis, then I think they'll be okay. They have the talent, but they got to sort how to use Marshawn a little bit better.
Marshawn Lynch this year, 3.7 yards per carry. His career average is 4.3, so it's down. So it happens all the time.
Accept those votes as opposites.